right. Let's start today with the roll across your back. And then as we come down, we're just going to curve down and take the roller just about at the bell line. Just bend. Try to sink the belly down, curl the tail up, support your head, and you can look down in towards your abs, pull the elbows down also. And then feel that stretch in the lower back, and now sink the tail, look up at the ceiling, and behind you, the elbows go open and down. And you stretch the line and you drop your tail. So tipping the head up, help you move the skull, elbows pull together, the belly sinks into the spinal curve. And then we rock the tail down, so you're going to arch back. And then let the head fall back here. Feel the weight of the arms stretching you across the chest and the top of your shoulders. And then exhale and pull it in. A lot of times of Pilates, we exhale into flexion. And then we'll inhale into extension. Just a couple more. Exhale. Pulling the head and the tail towards each other, so you're bending the spine at both ends towards the central point. And then we're going to arch the back. And again, think of the back of the head drawing an arc that comes down and around to make the arc from the tail going down and around. And then exhale forward. Tail curves up. You're really trying to do a nice upper curl here. And then take it back once more. So the whole line, jaw to tail, bone. It's longer, so the stretch, the abdominal wall in particular, and exhale. Lift the head and don't let it drag behind the movement of the shoulders forward and up. And now we'll just rock from one side to the other, keeping the hips rounded, like across the base of the shoulder blades, and back and forth here. You're going to put extra weight into the contralateral, the opposite hip, as you go. And then come center, we support the skull, we lift the hips, and then we go up and down, like from the top of the shoulders to the base of the rib cage, pushing and pulling with your legs. And as the knees go forward, drop your head, lift your hips up, and then as you push away from your feet, curl into the upper curl, let your waist sink down. So we're really getting a nice massage here along the back of the upper part of your spine, into the muscles around it. It's particularly nice to feel that stretch into the very upper part of the blades. And you can think of actively pushing down with your feet to lift up with your glutes and your fingertips to the ceiling. One more time into extension. Just never rolling on the neck. And then we're coming sort of, halfway down the scapula. You may need to adjust your feet a little bit. And then let's twist to one side and go up and down along the lateral edge of the blade. Push and pull in order to get that nice deep tissue massage into the lat. And then we'll twist to the other side. If it feels like too much for you, you can do one of the earlier movements that we just did. The rollers here are all different levels of rigidity. So if you have like the white one is the softest, there's gray that are medium, and then the black ones are the hardest. So depending on what kind of force you like going into your structure, you may want to change that to make it either a little lighter or a little heavier amount of pressure. All right, and then we can come back down. And here, let's lift up. And we'll take the roller and take it across under our knees and then under our sacrum. So you can lay back down. Try to make this part of the exercise program as well. So the arms forward, curl the tail up, imprint your spine down 1 inch or vertebra up to the next. And then sort of kick the roller in towards your hips. Lift up into a bridge and take the roller across the widest part of your hips Sacrum is right on the roller, and you're holding the roller in towards your shoulders and towards your armpits. Pull the knees up now. Legs zip together, and we'll let the knees sway over to the right and turn it to the left. Press through the arms, exhale, and come to the other side with your legs. Knees go left, your knees go right. And just think of opening the chest by letting the top of the shoulders, the legs themselves, stay grounded. While you rotate through the waist, through the hips, and then you slide to the opposite side of the room. If you feel like you're not supported, perhaps the roller is in the wrong place. You can always take it a little lower or a little higher. So you find the spot where it really works for you. And you have two choices here. You can swing the knees, or you can think of rotating the pelvic girdle, rotating the hips. And to do that, you would just pull the left hip up and draw an arm through the air with the hip bone press over to the right. And by working through the obliques and mobilizing the pelvic half, you're going to have the legs follow that movement while getting a little bit more uniform. Just keep breathing with it. Inhale to one side and exhale to the other. And then we'll come back to center, push into the ends of the roller, and then extend the legs up to the ceiling, some point. And here, curl the toes down, lift the heels up, and reach up through the balls of the feet, and then point the toes up towards the sky. The toes pull back. You want to get that flexion, that line of bending right where the toes meet the metatarsals, and then the heels go up, and the tail and the sits where the sink down. Try to work for that stretch in the back of your legs. It's really easy as you roll through the foot and lift the heels to help stretch the calves, but also be sure the legs are back far enough that you do feel a stretch as well in your hamstrings in the back of the thighs. So really articulate through the foot, through both feet, and let your muscles just luxuriate in this stretch. Legs should be vertical. If you're super tight in the hamstrings, you might have to bend the knees to get them up to that height, but that will protect your low back from being overwhelmed with the weight of your legs. Okay, and now here, let's bring the right leg back over your chest, the left leg forward into space. Go into a scissor split, and then we'll inhale to switch once. Left leg back, right leg forward, and exhale to switch again. You're just going to move with your breath. The legs start at the same time, they pass in midair, and they should stay about 4 inches apart, so each in its own lane, lined up with the hip socket and joint. And it's equally important to get the stretch across the top, the front of the hip, and into the hamstrings, the leg moves back. So don't give one up for the other. Try to feel both. Soft toes, you're not over gripping, not over pointing. And then we'll end with the left leg back and the right leg forward to bring the legs up to the ceiling and externally rotate. Heels together, chest apart, and now the legs move sideways. And exhale, pull the upper thighs together, up and tap the heels together at the top of the movement, and out you go to the side. Exhale to close the upper legs, to close the feet, and reach. See if you can let gravity help you feel a little more stretch, and then work slowly enough up that you feel like you're not just using momentum to lift the legs, but you're actually working through the inner thigh muscles to pull the legs up and together. Do one more like this one. And then exhale, lift. And leave the left leg up and the right leg goes out to the side. You're gonna have to really work into your core to keep that left leg vertical without tipping the left hip off the ground or off the roller. And then exhale, drag the right leg back up. Take your time for the work, and then the right leg is vertical. The left leg slowly sinks out to the side and down. As tracing the underneath part of a rainbow in the sky, and then bring it up the rainbow. But slowly, if you're really reluctant to get to the top. And here we go again. Let's say vertical, right leg up and down. So the increase in load, the weight into the opposite hip. Try to rotate the left side down, and then pull the right leg up. And maybe even think before the left leg moves sideways, put your weight into the right side or work into the right arm and reach out, down, and away with the left foot. Lengthen it here, exhale, and drag it on up. And now let's go back to our scissor sprint. So right leg back, left leg forward, and draw big circles on the ceiling with soft toes. Let's move the opposite direction of the each drawing with a semicircle here. And you're rotating each leg, each femur on the hip joint as you do that. So it's just like a lovely little meditation here for our leg for our hip joint. And we'll complete the split, both legs up, and then bend your knees. We'll take the left foot down in front of your roller. So the knee is bent and the whole foot is grounded. So from heel to toe, you want to feel the mat. Maybe lift up if you need to adjust the roller, sometimes we slip forward. And then we'll extend the right leg up for a single leg lower lift. So slide the toes across the ceiling, down the wall, and tap your heel down if you can. The leg as straight as you can, bend the knee only as you need to, and then you lengthen that leg out to the center of the foot. Exhale, and pull the right leg up so the straight leg draws an arc in the air here, and then reach it forward and down again. Beautiful control. See if you can feel the weight of the heel sinking into the ground, the stretch across the belly and across the right hip, and then you pull it back up. Meanwhile, that left leg is not totally relaxed. You want to stay engaged to the inside edge of the foot and feel the inner thigh muscles holding that leg parallel to the other one, not letting it fall open sideways. And one more time with this right leg. Sweep it forward, soft touch down, lengthen out to the center of the foot, not just the toes, and then exhale to bring it on up. Here, let's switch the legs. One comes down and is bent, the other leg is up and is straight. Soft point through that left foot now, and you glide it forward through the air. Try to reach past the end of your mat. Lengthen there, exhale, and pull the belly deep as the leg goes up. You want the exhale to start before lifting the leg to help support the spine against the weight of the leg moving. All the way down. Inhale, 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 lengthen. Exhale, and then the leg moves. Keep it up, kick it back, feel that stretch. And we do it again. Letting flow through space, just soft. Push the other side gently and land also gently on the mat. Go longer through the sole of the foot and then exhale to bring it on up. We'll do one more just like that. Tap down, lengthen, exhale, and lift. All right, bend that knee in, pull the other leg in to meet it. Bicycle, the right leg moves up and we stretch that leg forward as the other knee pulls into your chest. Unfold the leg, try to pick up the shin, kicking back over your shoulder before you reach that leg forward. So see how much space in the room you can take up with these legs lengthening. One forward and away, and the other one up and back over the chest, over the shoulder. Watch that your toes are a little bit spread open so that the air can flow through. We don't want to grip the feet, grip the toes, and cause a bit of cramping in the foot. And then when you're ready, we'll reverse and forward with one foot, then roll down in front of the roller, you skate it out, and then scoop the air off at the top of the foot and the top of the shin. Throw the air behind you as the other one is extending forward. Again, nice and slow, so you can focus on the opening of the hip and the stretching of the hamstrings, alternating depending on where the leg is in space. And don't favor one leg over the other, they both need the stretch, so be sure they both get the work and the length. And then we can bring the legs up to the ceiling again. And here we're frogging down. So get the heels together, toes apart, knees apart the width of your shoulders. And we're pushing this heel connection up and out on the high diagonal, out into space so that it's low enough to feel your abdominal wall contraction, but not so low that you feel your back complain or get worried. So it's not going straight up to the ceiling, it's going out in a bit of a diagonal. See what you can support. If you felt you chose the wrong angle, you can not straight blitz completely, but then I would take the angle a little higher on the next one. So reach, press, and keep pushing the inner edges of the heels together. So you also feel that line, that work in your inner thighs, all the way to your heels. Now bring it back, and we go to parallel legs. Soft point with the feet, as if each foot was cupping a ball under the arch and then stretching out and long. The legs zip together, as if you need a leg going out and then pulling back. So you stretch it out, long. Challenge this a little bit. Now that your abs are warmed up, you might be able to go a little lower. If they're starting to tire, you have to go a little higher. That's also fine. But just don't believe that where you were once is where you have to stay. You stretch your reach. Toes still soft enough you can wiggle them and then pull them back in on the exhale. One more time like that. Full length, full reach. Challenge your core a little bit. And then here, we're going to flex the feet, pulling the toes back in towards your shins, and now push the heels out and out. Toes still pull back, so you maintain that flexion at the ankle and through the whole foot as you push and you pull. You can also imagine here that you're pushing like a 1,000-pound weight away from your body, and then you can drag it in, like the back legs work to pull the knees in towards your chest and push. Really stretch long, reach out, and exhale, bring it back in. Make sure that everyone's okay with their knees. And again, we're not opening the knees to come in. It's not a frog. This is these are parallel legs zippered together, like you have one leg, not two. And just be sure that as you open the hips and open the knees, you still are flexing at the ankle. All right, now we're going to bring the legs up vertically. Bend the knees if you have to. And then we inhale to point and exhale to flex, just where we started a while ago. Heel ball toe and then toe ball heel. Maybe see if you feel a little bit more fluid in the movement now that we've worked our leg chain. And one last one, soft point. Bend your knees. Exhale, lower the feet. Lift up off your roller, rotate it 180 degrees underneath you. You're on a fresh spot on the roller. And now from here, we'll extend the left leg forward. If it's too much arch for your back, pull the right knee into your chest. If it feels fantastic, just leave the foot down. Right foot is down, the left leg is long, and you're resting on the heel. The knee can be bent as necessary. And now that you start to open this up, take your left arm back. Put your hand on the ground. The whole left side should be feeling the stretch from your fingertip to your chest, to your hip bone press, and down the hill to your knee and then your heel. Just a nice slow deep breath in, and then those long suspended breath out. We can also start a little side bend over to the right, just to kind of pick up your shoulders and almost crab walk them across to your right side, leaving the left hip where it is. So you get a little feeling on the side bend stretch here, from the hip bone pressed up to the waist, up to the rib cage, into the armpit. And the hand is slid over to your right here, the left hand to the right. So you feel a great stretch like that. And then let's sweep the arm around, bring it back to the roller, pick up your shoulders and bring it back to center. Look straight ahead, and we're switching the legs. So you can pull the left leg into your body, embrace it in with your left hand. And then we lower that foot to the ground with the bent knee, and the right leg slides forward as well. You may feel that you want to take that right leg and externally rotate a little bit, that's fine, as long as you feel a good stretch across the hip bone. And then you can reach back with the right arm, stretch out long with your fingers through soft toes. open the right side of your front line. Every inhale, you're going to find a little bit more length, a little more distance between the fingers and the toes. And then every exhale, let the belly draw deep in and feel your body melt towards the ground. Soften a deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. One more breath like this. Breathing deep into the bottom of your lungs, so like two deep sacs. The wider they get broader, there's more volume at the bottom, so pull that air in very deep. And then exhale, pay it out. Now we're going to side bend over to your left, keeping your hips where they are, pick up your shoulders, move to your left, and then the arm reaches like off the mat onto the floor in this big side bend stretch here. The leg stays where it is, but you move from the hip bone crest all the way up the right side, across the rib cage into the armpit, and all the way out to the fingers, resting on the ground. Try to breathe a little bit more to the right lung, opening that right side seam. One more breath here. The arm can sweep back and around to the roller first. It'll be a little easier to pick up your shoulders and move back where you started in center. Okay, and just for a sec, both legs forward, both arms back. Open that front line now, right and left. Make the glutes relaxed, don't try to push those open, just let the position of the body help stretch that the front leg for you. And we can circle the arms back to the roller, pull the legs back in, and bridge up. The roller comes out, push it to the side. And now hug the knees in for a counter stretch. Pull them in and rock across the hips, right side to left side. And then we're rolling up, so hands to the back of your thighs. Tip your chin to your chest, lift your head, shoulders, rock forward to your up in a seated position. And here we all are. Good. All right. So we're going to roll back right into our hundreds now. So arms extend forward, lift the chest, lift the knees a little bit, you have a little indented arch here in your low back. And then you look down, curl the tail forward, just stretch that part of your low back. And curve your body down into the ground, 1 inch, one vertebra after the next. Come down slowly here. Stop at the tip of the shoulder blades at the brow line. Arms extend forward, parallel to the ground, legs reach up and out. And we start pumping the arms, inhaling and exhaling. You're always welcome to take a small ball underneath your head or underneath the top of the shoulders to assist you in this upper curl. Press the legs together and keep like recommitting to this position. Don't let your head fall back. Keep looking down your nose into the abdominal line. And the arm movement can get a little bit more active. Maybe pick up the tempo a little bit. You can also play with the breath. You can think of instead of inhaling for 5 beats and exhaling for 5. Let's try inhaling for 4. Exhale for 6. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 7. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 8. And then pull the knees in and rest. Hopefully you all felt the abdominal contraction at some point in that action, hopefully the whole time. But here we go, we're extending the legs forward. The arms lift up to the ceiling and back for a roll up. Here you can use ankle weights. You can use TheraBand around your legs. You can use hand weights even. And then come up, exhale, use your breath, and then pull the body off the ground. Draw an arc in the air as you bounce over your legs. Stretch the waist back. And then we curl back with the spine. So the tail moves forward and up the wall in front of you. You're rounding through that pelvic girdle and putting down to the sacrum, down onto the hips, down onto the waistline. So the part in your back that's normally indented is now curving and cupping into the ground. Reach back for that stretch of the armpits, and when you lift the arms, start lifting the head, neck, and chest as soon as you can. Big exhale. And try to work both sides of the body equally. You come up, 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 and suck the waist back into the curve of your spine. Diving forward here. Hopefully feeling the stretch in the back of your legs. If you want more, flex the feet at the ankles. And then we're curving on back. Now the arms lifting higher will give you more work. For weight to resist, lower the arms as necessary so you have complete control of the weight. Go down to the ground and up to seated position. Last one. Choose a challenge. Come up, 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 round over, round the body here with your horseshoe resting on its side, and pull the waist back, pull the fingers of the hips forward, increase the stretch that you feel, and then we're going on back. So lengthen out to the center of your feet. You're probably going to slide back a little bit, but try to keep pushing them forward, lengthening them out and away. Rub your hips, rub your chest, rub your head. And let's grab your fair mat. And fold the right knee into your chest. Dig a leg circles. We're lifting like up to the ceiling and finding the strength of the strap that helps support your leg. Yeah, and you can pull that heel back to get the stretch into the back of your leg. We come into a soft point through the foot. The hips will stay steady. Inhale, bring your hips across the body, keeping the right hip grounded. And then the right leg goes low. You rotate externally, pull the leg out without shifting the left pelvic half off the mat. And we do this again. So you draw the largest circle you can in the air, but nice and slow, and being aware of the weight shift in your body to prevent the hips from rocking from one side to the other. So we have a short, deep inhale to go over to the left, and a long, slow exhale to come out around to the right, and then up to the sky. And again, breathe here as the leg goes left, the hip sinks down on the right side. As you start the circle, the left hip gets heavy before the leg moves out to the right. Come all the way around to the top, imagining both pelvic halves filled with heavy sand or concrete, whatever is going to weight you down, and hold that pelvis level on your mat against the movement away with your legs. Come to the top and reverse. Out to the right. And then push out into the air, stretch your strap, drag it across and lift it up high enough to make your hamstrings pay attention to the stretch, and then we reach again. You scoop through the air, rotating the leg first externally as you take it away from center, through neutral and internally as it comes across the body to the opposite side of the room, and then up to the top and neutral again. One more breath. The shortest inhale possible, the longest exhale possible. Let's work that deep transverse abdominis. Feel it knit together to push the air out of your lungs. And now we take both ends of the band in the right hand. Elbow is down. Open the right leg out to the side. Keep your left hand and your left hip both pressed. And we rock the leg here a little bit towards your right shoulder and away. Very small movement, but we're working to feel that inner thigh stretch here across like a big triangle of the adductors, the upper thigh, inner thigh muscles. And actively pull down with your left side if you're rotating the hip in that direction. Now exhale, we pull the leg up at the top of the movement. Shift your hands, extend the right arm out, look at that hand. And we can pull the hip up as we bring the leg way out across the other side of the room. Ideally, that leg is perpendicular to your torso. And the head is turned away. Moving down the right arm over the fingertips. The leg a little closer, rotate internally. That right leg spirals towards the floor, knee and toes. And then unwind the body, left shoulder, waist, right hip. To bring the leg up, let's take your hands up high and then curl up into your upper curl. Use your hand as high up on the strap as you can to find a little bit of work here, bending at the bra line. And then we'll release it back down. Hug the right leg in, the band slides off the foot, and pull the knee as tight to your chest as you can, as long as you're just comfortable with that sensation. And then we'll stretch the right leg forward, shake out both legs. It feels like it dropped about an inch, right? So just take a moment to notice the length in the right side, the ease in the right leg, as well as the low back. It's almost like your body's laying down on an incline, and you're trying to figure out, like, how am I going to manage this now? So we're going to put the strap on the left foot, bring it up to the ceiling. You can wrap your hands around the band, And then just slide your elbows forward so that your shoulders are relaxed. And just stretch here, lifting that foot up to the ceiling, putting the hamstrings on notice that now they have a job to do too. And with the sub plank, we circle the leg across the body to the right and then exhale low down and around. Now, ideally, you're pivoting here from your elbow and not just taking all the movement, the mobility into your wrist. Trying to keep the hand, the wrist, and the forearm all in the same line as the leg and also as your tailbone. So you ever take it across with that short, deep inhale, breathe in completely, exhale, pay the air out a little bit at a time, while holding the right side steady, bring the leg back up to the ceiling and we reach again. Push out into the back, like each circle that you're drawing in the air should spiral further and further away from the hip. And remember to bring it up high enough to make it interesting so you're getting a safe challenge here to the back of your leg. Like the leg is really luxuriating in this movement. You want to feel it, like enjoy the movement, enjoy the stretch. And the hip, enjoy the rotation here. We lock our legs down for too much time here every day. Here's their chance to escape and move like they want to. One more circle, reach out, come down, we flip all the way up to the top, stop here, and reverse, let the leg fall open to the left, the right hip still rounded, bring that leg across the body. You have to deliberately shift the weight in your mind so that you're not just being pulled and tossed about by the movement of this leg. The right side heavy because the left leg reaches away from it. Left side sinks deeper and deeper as you push the leg out and around to the right. Let's do one more in this direction. Breathing through it. And then we're here at the top. So that's stretch. And now we take both ends of the band in the left hand. Elbow comes out to the side. You open the left leg to the left and you rotate your hips and even like the rib cage down into the right side of the back. Right hand to the press and you rock the left leg a little bit here. Soft, gentle stretch. And then we'll lift the leg up to the ceiling. Switch hands, cross it over. Extend your left arm, reach out over looking out over the fingertips. Hold the left shoulder blade grounded and pick up the hip and spiral the spine as much as you can. Pull the leg a little closer to the shoulder, and then exhale, unwind the body, bring your left foot down to lift the left leg up high. And then we walk the hands up, pull the leg back, get a little hamstring stretch that feels like it's not excessive, but definitely feel like you're working it. And then come up, you can bend the elbows out wide. So you can find the abdominal contraction to bring the chest up, the shoulders up off the mat. Very good. And we pull things in, and the band comes up to the side. All right, just stretch it out. Take a moment to notice that the legs are an equal length. They both want to rotate externally the same amount. Don't they feel like somebody else's legs just got attached to your body somehow? Bill did a great job. So we bring the legs together, reach the arms back. We're rolling up now to get ready for rolling with the ball. So come up. Big exhale, come up, and you'll sit at the front third of your mat. Pulling your hips in towards your heels, the edges of your feet together, and wrap your hands around your shins. As you curl the tail up and look into your belly, you're going to rock back to the base of the sacrum. The shoulders be easy, elbows wide and forward will help you broaden the blades on your back. You roll, never onto the neck or the head. Inhale, you lift the tail, you roll back to the shoulder blades. You exhale to come forward and come back where you started. Good. Just keep looking down at your belly the whole time so you don't snap your head back onto the wood floor. And see if you can use both sides equally to draw your spine. Actually, to draw a line with your spine right down the middle of your mat on the way back and then also on the way forward. So you want to tighten this up if you can. Increasing the curve in the back. I also like to think of my inhale beginning to expand the back like I blow it up like a balloon. Or even better, like a tire, and then you're going to roll down the middle of the room. So So inhale here one more time. Exhale forward. And then let's hold this position. And we're just going to take the hands inside the legs. And extend the right leg up. Stretch it here. And then bring the heel back down. Now the left. Shoulders stay relaxed. I do a little movement of my hand. So as the leg goes up, I'm rolling that hand a little bit externally. So my elbow to the outside of the knee. And then I roll it internally as I fold it down. So you don't get like stuck with like here, figuring out where the arm is going to be helpful or not. Fit out both legs. Up. Hands around to the back of the calf and then slide your thumbs in and around the medial edge of the leg. And we do it again to take it up, hold the balance, and then bring it down. All right. And then let's take it up. Just going to close the legs here together. Bend your knees if you need to. Lift the arms. Hands to the back of your thighs. Bend your knees. Feet are grounded. Pull your spine back. All right. So from here, grab hold of your TheraBand again. I'm going to pull both knees in and lift the legs up to the ceiling now. Edges of the feet together, bring the legs up high. And we're just going to rock from one side to the other. So pick up your left hip bone and take your legs over to the right. You're pressing into the elbows so that you don't like tip over completely. And then exhale, pull your right hip bone up and bring the legs across the left. You can even turn your head and look away from the movement of your legs. Try to go to a place where you feel the weight of it, the challenge of it, the rotation in your spine, and then exhale, come back to center. So the shoulder blades are going to stay grounded as you go slowly from one side to the other.
Should they stay grounded?
No, they're coming off. But they come off in a controlled way. You don't just like throw them. You're not throwing your feet from one side of the room to the other, but you're actually picking up the hip bone crest on the opposite hip. And then take it over, stretch it. And then exhale. It should be an effort to unwind, to roll across the sacrum, to move your legs to the other side with that rotation through your waist and your hip. Can you feel that work? It also is going to mean that you're pushing more firmly into your arms, to the upper arms. One more time to the left, with the leg. And come back to center. So we start the exercise corkscrew, the legs are up in the air. And when you first learn it, try to keep the pelvis grounded. Legs only draw in a small circle, like maybe the size, I don't know, a grapefruit or something, right? All the way around and back up to the ceiling. And then we reverse the circle each time, holding the hips steady, but just feeling a shift in weight around the sacrum along the SI joints. So now we've reined the movement way back in and see if you can still feel the core work to hold the pelvis level against the smaller movement. It's very deliberate. And then let's think, can you go this slowly and have a bigger circle by tipping the pelvis up and taking the legs around and over to the right, and then circle slowly a little bit lower, roll across the sacrum, pick up that right hip, and then pull the right hip down to bring the legs back to center. Now we pick up the right hip again and take the legs to the left. So we're alternating the direction of the circle each time. Reach out a little bit further, lower and down. Come across by rotating the pelvis again. Pick up your left hip bone, lift the legs, and end up centered on your sacrum. So we're allowing the hips to move a little bit, but it's not like just randomly throwing the feet around in a circle. You're initiating the movement from your pelvic girdle, really. Right? So we want to feel that rotation, the tip to one side, like we felt earlier, and then let's reach out into the strap. You shift the weight across the sacrum to the other side, and then the legs lift up high, and you pull that hip up to come center. I think you did really well. Fold the knees in. Would you all feel that? Because it's one thing to let the tail wag the dog, and suddenly for the dog to wag the tail. Right? Okay, so pull the knees in, nice and tight here. Let's roll up your saw. If you know you're tight in your hamstrings or your low back, you want to elevate your hips up on a yoga block, even your roller in a pinch, or of course books are always good for that too. So here, let's extend the arms out to the side. We're going to spiral to the right and dive over and along, sliding the back of your hand along the outside of the leg and pulling the upper shoulder up and across the back to the other arm. And lift to come up, pull the rotation, unwind, spiral over, twist, dive, reach out long here. Extra weight into the opposing leg and glute. Come upright, center here, and spiral, twist, and dive. Think of your left ear reaching to the right knee. Let's listen to what that knee has to say. And then roll that right shoulder up and back. Look back behind you. Look for your fingertips. You're probably not going to see them, but imagine you can and try to look a little bit more encouraged. Up. We want the neck to have rotation. Two. Twist, reach. Ideally, wrist to straight. Thanks so much for coming to as much of class as you could. Great to see you. Lift and come up, center, and into the other side. Rotation stretch. Upright, center, one more time. Lengthen, reach it out, stretch long. Try to feel that length like in your arms. Maybe you can feel a little stretch in your tricep. Come up center and the arms descend. And let's come up to standing for swans. Okay. Just a trip on your choice. I'm saying that to myself as much as to you. All right. So start by just feeling the weight in our feet. Right? So let's rock back a little bit onto your heels. Toes might lift a little bit. Heel. You're almost going to fall backwards, but the front of your body is preventing it. And then let's shift your weight forward. So you're angling here from your ankle. And your body's inclined from your head to your shoulder, your sacrum, down to your heels. And you feel the abdominal line, the front line get a little loose, and the back line is engaging. You feel your glutes, you feel your hamstrings, you feel the calves, even the upper back. Go back and forth a couple times. To feel that shift of being held by the back line as you move forward and held by the front line as you move back. Then let's center, so you want equal weight on the heels and across the balls of the feet. You should be able to lift the toes here, pull them up off the ground, and still feel like you've got all four wheels on the ground. Okay, so we'll take our hands to the belly down. You lower the toes. And we're going to push the flesh in a little bit. The idea is we're going to go up, up, up at the front line and waterfall backwards over the bra line. So push in, and we're going to lift the flesh up. You come up by the navel, and you're pulling it away from the pubic bone and lifting it up towards your chest. And then your hands push into the flesh, you lift it, and you're going to get to the base of the ribs, and you'll flip the palms up, thumbs forward, and go rib by rib, pulling each one away from the one underneath it until you pump your chest. Pick that up a little bit, and then slide your hands in and up the sternum. You come up to the top of it, and you feel the collarbones there. So let your hands slide out across the collarbones to the shoulders. Pull the elbow tips back and behind you. Lift the heart a little bit more, and then maybe see if you feel like you want to lengthen your throat and let your head fall back. You could take your hands behind the skull at this point, thumbs under the occipital ridge, and tip the head back further, between the elbows up and as wide as you want, to feel that stretch. And then we're not going to come forward with the head. You're going to zip it up from the bottom. Pubic bone to navel, shorten that. Navel to waist, shorten that. Waist to ribs, shorten that. And then your gaze comes back to the horizon. And just take a breath and see how much more open you feel now. And let the air sigh out of your lungs. Doing it again. I'm going to turn sideways to you. So again, you want to find your feet grounded. Inner outer edges, front back edges, all connected. Press into the belly below the navel. And we're going to pull that flesh up. Try to literally pull up the skin, the muscles. And then lift the ribs, the head comes out, palms up. Pick up the ribs one by one. Feel the bones. You can lift the chest. so this is exactly like you were chewing with toothpaste, so it squeezes you from below. The toothpaste goes up, and at the top, it waterfalls backwards. So hands to the sternum, hands to the collarbones. And you separate here, go to the outer edges of the shoulders. Then you pull the blades together down behind you, feel the squeeze of the blades in towards the tail. And then you can support your head if you want. And take the head a little bit further back, increasing the up of that curve without pushing hips forward, right? And then we're coming out of it, zip it from the bottom to the top. So it will gradually move forward, as particularly the chest moves forward and down. Everybody feel good with that? Oh, wonderful, I know. It's like, wow, you're all so tall and lifted. I love to see that. Yeah, so one more. So start again here. Press in, pull up. Pull up a little bit with your lift. And then cup your hands around the base of the rib cage. Feel it, appreciate it. Lift rib by rib by rib. Lift your chest up and slide up the sternum. Come to the booty bumps here, the ends of your collarbone, your clavicles. You feel how it's like an S curve. You back in, hands to the shoulders. Pull the elbows back down in. Support the base of your skull. Feel that length in your throat. And then exhale. Pull it together from the bottom to the top. So the gaze is gradually moving as the front abdominal line starts to contract, the back lengthens, and we're back where we started. Very, very nice. So here, let's go onto our sides for a little bit of side kicks. So you can stretch on out, prop your head up, or lay your arms down and long, and bring your legs forward maybe 30 degrees from your tailbone. If you want, you can turn sideways so you can see, since it's been a while. Okay, great. And I like to pull the bottom elbow in towards my armpit to get that work into the tricep, but also into the lower side of the body. And you press the top hand right in front of your chest, push the ground down, and feel the upper part of the rib cage, this sideline, also engage. That's going to help you hold stable as you pick up your top leg, both feet flex. Now, on the inhale, swing the top leg forward and reach out and pulse 1, 2, 3. Really good that we worked on those hamstring lengths, right? Point the foot, exhale, and circulate back. Pulse 1, 2, 3. Now, our goal here is to keep the body stable while we move the legs, similar to what we did earlier in the single leg circles. So really press into the ground with every bit of your body that's connected and prevent yourself from leaning the chest forward while the leg goes back. The reason we do that is to get more mobility in the hip, right? Because if I point the foot and take the leg back and lean forward, I'm not really opening the hip joint, right? I'm doing a plank over my bottom leg. So instead, I'm going to keep myself right where I am, centered on the mat on my sideline, which is difficult, right? It's not a lot of flesh connecting to the ground. So you've got to use more of your core to stay stable while you move the leg. And the bottom leg is actively pressing into the floor here. Come back to center, we lower the leg. We're going to rotate that leg externally and then pull it up high. Flex the foot and reach the heel out long and down. Point to glide the leg up. Flex to push it out and away. Let's do that one more time. Lift here, flex and down, and now reverse. So you can see this is easier, right, to keep the body on its side seam because you're not taking the weight of the leg like forward or back. It's pretty much staying in line with the other leg. Next, we're going to bend the knee, pull the knee up to the ceiling, slide the knee in now towards your shoulder, extend the leg up, flex the foot, and reach the leg out long and down. So you point and you glide it in. The knee pulls in, you extend it up, you flex, breathe out, exhale all the way down. The breath, the movement's a little syncopated, right? So it's like inhale up and then exhale down you go. So you want to slow the movement down on the exhalation. Breathe out and float it down with control. Now tap reverse, go up, point the foot, bend the knee, push the bottom leg long. You reach it into length, so both legs are longer at the end. You flex the foot, you go up, point the foot, bend the knee in, the toes tap down, probably above the knee if possible. Go all the way down, lengthening the leg. Okay, so we're going to pick this leg up, hip height,
and really press into your arms. Pull back with the bottom arm, press down with the top one. And we bring the leg forward, rond de jambe, up, around, back, and through center. So you're drawing this beautiful circle, and again, you're trying your very best not to move the torso. Really stabilize here from your core. You feel that you're not going to rock the body back or forth. You're holding your gaze across the room. Find a focal point and reach for it with your eyes. And then we complete the circle to reverse. Take it back, rotate up, forward, around, down. Go long here, stretch out into the space around you. Let's go for one last one. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that and then do the other side. So first though, come onto your stomach. Overlap your hands and then rest your forehead on the overlapped hand. The legs today, let's keep them in parallel. And think of pressing down through your right hip bone press and use your glute to pick up the right thigh off the ground. Yep, and then we lower that thigh down. So we're trying not to bend the knee. It may soften a little bit as it goes up. We're doing the left side now, so the left hip is heavy. And then you bring that down. The right leg up, right hip pushes down. You want to feel the hip press bone, but connect to the floor and maintain that connection. Because otherwise you end up picking the leg up from your low back, and we want to really focus on the work in your glute and hamstring here. One more set. Right. Leg up and then exhale, bring it to the ground with control, and now the left. And down it goes. And then we're going to push back into a child's pose. Let your forehead hang down, stretch out your back. Maybe you're stretching out the tops of your feet. Just never know. And then stack your spine coming up. Or maybe you know and I don't. So that's all okay as long as you get to feel some stretches. So here we go on the other side. So drape your body down into the mat. Support your head however you need to for your next comfort and safety. And then top hand, in my case, the right hand is pressing into the ground. So you look straight ahead, the neck is long, and we're gonna pick up the top leg hip height, flexing the foot. We swing that leg forward. As the heel goes forward, we might want to pulse it a couple of times, but at the same time, reach back for your sits bone. And then point the foot, and we sweep the leg back without leaning the chest forward at all. Try to keep your points of connection to the ground, whether it's the leg, the foot, the rib cage, the elbow. And now flex to come forward, double pulse, maybe 3, and then take the leg back, reach, reach, and reach a little longer. And again, remember your gaze is forward. Your neck should be long, so don't look at your foot. I mean, maybe look at it the first time that you do the rep, but then after that, you don't need to, you know where it is. Doing any kind of movement like this, like mindful movement, really develops your proprioception. So you automatically improve your ability to know where your body is in space, and where you focus on the movement in class or in your practice. Come back to center, lower the leg, and we rotate externally. We pull the leg up, and then we flex and we push the heel down. Try to touch heel to heel. So lift, separate the legs, and then squeeze them shut. Do that again. Lift on the rise on the in-breath, exhale down. Now reverse the foot. So flex to lift and point to stretch it away. These are beautiful. Flex to go up, point. Now pull the head away as the leg goes down. One more. Think of lengthening out from your head to your hip to your heel. Développé, we bend the knee up, we slide the foot in. Knee to the shoulder, extend the leg, flex and lengthen down. Heel kisses heel, point and glide. The in, leg up, flex and reach out and down. We'll do one more just like this one. Slide, lift, extend, and flex and down. So tap and reverse, straight leg, flex foot up in the air, point the foot, bend the knee, skate it forward, stretch both legs, even feel like you're lengthening your waist. Flex to lift, point bend, exhale all the way forward. And again here, point bend. Push your head back into your hands so you're not rounding the upper back. Yep, feel that? Okay, now lift the top leg hip height. And we bring the top leg forward. We're drawing a circle in the air, up, back, around, and then through center. We did this earlier on your spine with the mat supporting your back. You're trying to find that same stability from your internal body that you had from the floor externally earlier. Let's do one more circle like this. Bottom leg is heavily pressing into the ground here. And now let's reverse. The leg goes back. You lift the leg, you circle forward, around, and complete the circle. Do that again. Try to draw a perfect circle with your soft toes, like it's a brand new super soft paintbrush. And we'll come back to center. And then here, let's sit back in another child's pose.
Down. Just breathe here, take an inhale, and then let your back stretch. It gets longer, it gets wider. It wraps like a blanket around your body. And one more slow, deep breath. Curl your tail under, feel the stretch in the lower back, and pull yourself up the spine like it's zipping your back against a wall. You're gonna come all the way up to sit up tall. And we're good for today. Thank you so much. Beautiful job. Great class.